Hi, I'm aromatherapist Dory Bell, here to share with you what I know about managing your emotions with aromatherapy. Today, specifically, I'll be talking about those intense, urgent desires that come upon us, usually for food or drink or some activity that does not serve our highest good, also known as cravings. This is a wonderful topic for me to be talking about because boy, do I do I struggle with cravings myself. The good news is that aromatherapy does give us a beautiful holistic tool, a fragrantly beautiful tool that's a joy to use to help us when we need help with cravings and overcoming them, and also helping us with the emotions around them. So again, I'm Dory Bell. I'm an aromatherapist and the owner of the Blossom Bar. I've been an aromatherapist for just about 25 years now. I also hold certifications in flower essences and reflexology and basic herbal care, which I bring to bear with all of my clients. My specialty is in helping people to achieve their wellness goals through a series of aromatherapy based tools that I customize and formulate exactly just for them. I work with them on all aspects of their life, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, to give them just basically a collection, like a curated collection of holistic tools to help them with any challenge that they might be facing. So today, though, we're talking about cravings, and I would like you to think about the last time that you were in a situation where you were presented with a thing that you were craving something, and you were presented with the opportunity to actually indulge the craving. What was the emotional context of that situation? And did you give into the craving, or were you able to muster up the strength not to do it? If you were if you were thinking back with the last time you gave in and indulged a craving, what was the emotional context? Were you calm, or maybe were you just kind of strung out and stressed? Were you feeling like abundant in your life that day, or were you feeling like a sense of lack, or kind of just like discontentment with things? Were you passionately and enthusiastically engaged in something at the time, or were you a little bit bored and listless and lacking energy? This emotional context around the time of the cravings and the when you're up against the thing itself makes a big difference. And that's really where aromatherapy steps in beautifully. When you're experiencing higher vibration emotions, so like everything vibrates, everything spins. We know that from physics. So the higher the vibration of the emotion, the higher up you actually feel, the more elated you feel, the lighter you feel. So when you're talking about the highest emotions like love and joy and passion and engagement and things like that, those are vibrating higher. When you're feeling things like discontentment or just like anguish or despair, you can feel it drag you down. And so what our goal is to gain the perspective that we have in those higher emotions so that we can make better choices when we come up against the craving. When we're in a higher, when our in a higher position, kind of emotionally, when we're up there with contentment and abundance and joy, we have much more long-term perspective at play. And we are able to discern and act on what's important to us versus what is feeling so urgent in the moment. All right, so aromatherapy is the art and science of using essential oils and carrier oils to help people achieve wellness goals. There is definitely science behind this. What we're going to be talking about mostly today, though, is more of the esoteric, intangible, spiritual almost side of what essential oils can do. The essential oils are not magic. They have magical properties. I feel like they bring magic to my life, but and I experience that magic every day. But there's still kind of things that you need to do with essential oils that takes some time and some planning, which is why it's so great you're listening to this today, because you really want to make sure that you're prepared. And prepared is a lot of success. Is that just that preparation? So what we would like to do is give you tools to help elevate you emotionally when you need it, so that then you can make better decisions in the moment. And so cravings, whether they're hormonally based or dietary imbalance based or emotionally based, they have that deep instant craving to do something. It's a very, very urgent need to do something. It feels like it's an uncontrollable reaction, as opposed to what it actually is, which is an instant decision. That's another important thing to keep in mind. Even though it feels like a reaction, it really is a decision. It's just a decision that happens very, very quickly. In order for you to be able to make a decision that's more in alignment with your highest good and in alignment with your long-term goals, it helps if you are feeling good. And that's where the aromatherapy is going to come in. What essential oils can do is buy you a little bit of time between the emotion of the craving and the action of indulging it, so that you have like that space, like a little beat to make a better choice. Essential oils could be like a tipping point for you in that case. What antidepressants, what people who I know have taken antidepressants, what they say they actually do is provide you that buffer. It provides you like a 1.5-second lag between whatever was causing you pain and a decision on how to react to it or if to react to it. And that's what the therapeutic properties of essential oils can do on a scientific, like physiological level. And what they can also do on a more esoteric psychological level is give you that buffer or that space. The key is to know when to use them so that you're prepared, because cravings can come on to you pretty quickly. And that urgency, you're not going to have time to fiddle around with a bunch of essential oils if you're not prepared. Okay, so what I've pulled together is 3 essential oils that are affordable and easy to find. All 3 of these essential oils have very high emotional vibrations. So they're going to pull you up into a higher emotional state. They all alleviate anxiety, and they all calm the central nervous system. So these can all work individually, or they can work in combinations of pairs or all 3 together to produce an environment for yourself where you are feeling stronger and able and have that buffer to make a better decision around the craving. So the first oil, and after I tell you the 3 oils, I'll give you some examples of how you can use them the best possible way. All right, so the first oil is Lang Lang, and that is spelled Y-L-A-N-G, Y-L-A-N-G, Lang Lang. The essential oil in particular, there's 5 different extraction levels of Lang Lang. The one that I think that would be best suited in this situation is Lang Lang 3. It has the Roman numeral 3 after it. This has the highest sesquiterpene content, which is a very grounding molecule. So it's best for like calming and grounding. A Lang Lang works very beautifully on the sacral chakra, the solar plexus, and the heart. The chakras, if you're not familiar, are energy centers in the body. And these are places, so the sacral is like security and like feminine power. The solar plexus is identity. And the heart is, of course, the heart. These are all places where cravings would really, this is where you need the support in fighting cravings. What Lang Lang brings to the table is it is able to help transform anger, to give you the ability to confidently deal with your fears and recognize if those fears are appropriate and useful, or if they're not. It also promotes self-confidence and love. It's a beautifully fragrant, very feminine, sensual oil, just so joyful, and it will help bring you into a joyful state. The second one is frankincense. Specifically, I would recommend, now frankincense is endangered and or threatened in the world. There's different kinds of frankincense out there. The one specifically that I recommend that you purchase is Boswellia carteri. That's usually from Somalia, and that's a really safe, it's a pretty much a safe frankincense. Just make sure that it's being ethically sourced. Frankincense, very aligning for just about all the chakras, from the base all the way up to the crown. Very calming and grounding again. It stills the mind. So again, it deepens the breath. It gives you that pause in between the pain or the emotion and the action of giving into the craving. It also helps us reconnect into the divine and receive healing. Helps you cut ties with the past, which is great because so much of cravings is that emotional pattern that needs to be broken. It's also very elevating. Lang Lang and frankincense together, beautiful. Separately, beautiful. The third one is grapefruit, either white or pink, doesn't matter for therapeutic values. Grapefruit from the good old US of A is absolutely fine. And grapefruit acts on the sacral and solar plexus chakras. This helps us dissolve emotional energy blocks that are associated with feelings of frustration and self-blame. Perfect for when you're up against cravings. Promotes confidence, increases clarity and intuition, energizes and enlivens. This is a beautiful oil. Helps us reconnect mind, body, and spirit, radiates optimism, stimulates self-esteem and self-worth. Uniquely suited for people who, when under pressure, resort to comfort eating. So again, beautiful oil in and of itself, especially for cravings around food, combines beautifully with either frankincense or lang lang or all three together. Gorgeous. I keep this combination on hand, and what I would recommend doing is, especially to start, is to buy those three oils, put them into a diffuser. If you have a diffuser that is able to turn off and on in increments, that's the ideal situation here, because what diffusers are best for is putting the essential oil out into the air around you, creating a mood or an environment. You lose a lot of the therapeutic value of the essential oils when you're diffusing, just because the molecules are dispersed in with the air. And as you're breathing it in, you get very, very little of the molecular content of the oils that way, but you get psychological benefits. So what you want to do with a diffuser is cycle it on and off in about half-hour increments. The brain turns off repeated stimuli, and so that's why you kind of get nose blind or whatever it's called when you're running a diffuser all day long. You stop actually noticing, the brain stops noticing that you're smelling it, which in this case, because you are trying to support yourself psychologically and emotionally, you want to make sure you're smelling it. So I would say run your diffuser for half an hour at a time, off and on, or buy one that does that. The one that I have actually does that. Or just run it in the morning for a little while, in the evening for a little while, or run it whenever you usually have those cravings pop up. If it's something that's kind of at a time of day, like 3 o'clock or whatever, be ready for that. Set yourself up for success. So don't wait until you're actually experiencing the craving. Go ahead and do it, and give yourself like 3 or 4 days of doing that before you really take stock. Is this working or not? Because it needs, your body just needs time. It might work right away. For me, at this point, when I smell that combination, it just is so calming to me that I do feel stronger in the face of potato chips, which is my nemesis. Okay. The other way I would highly recommend you do is like I did. I got a little 5 ml bottle here, and I filled it with jojoba oil, organic jojoba oil. You can find that at Whole Foods or off of Amazon. Or you can use even whatever you've got in your kitchen, honestly, any kind of like olive oil, almond oil, if you don't have a nut allergy. Put maybe 3 or 4 drops of each into this. Just do a gentle, like a low dilution, just until you're sure that your skin can handle it. Add all three into this, give it a shake with the jojoba oil, so 3 or 4 drops of each, and then drop a little puddle into your palm, rub, take a deep breath, and that will actually get the therapeutic molecular value of these essential oils right into your bloodstream through your olfactory center. The essential oil molecules are small enough to go right through that brain barrier, right into your amygdala to control the emotions. If you feel a craving coming on, if you are in upset, or if you're feeling unseen or unsupported or unloved, or if you feel like listless or bored or whatever the emotional state is that tends to lead you down the road to giving into a craving that is not serving you, have this on hand. So you've got the diffuser running 2 or 3 times a day just to kind of give you that overall emotional support. And then you've got this for the when you're in the thick of it. You can use this anytime actually. And I would breathe right into the palm 2 or 3 very deep cleansing breaths. Even that in and of itself is an actual pause between the pain and the emotion and the action that you're wanting to take. So I hope this has been of help to you. I invite you to book a session with me. You can do that on my website, theblossombar.com. It's theblossombar.com. I specialize in working with people of all kinds, but I have because I am a woman in midlife, I have a lot of my clients are women in midlife, and I can help with formulating unique, custom to your taste, to exactly what kinds of smells you like, but give you an arsenal of tools at your disposal for the things that you're up against to help you get where you want to go in life, help you with any kind of like insomnia, stress, anxiety, grief, all the things that we go through in midlife, empty nest, cravings, things like that. Let's get you some support that's exactly what you need, tailored to your needs. I would love to work with you. So you can go to my website and learn more about that. And I also invite you to follow me on Instagram at The Blossom Bar for the latest research and tips on essential oils and holistic health. Thank you so much for your time today, and I wish you well.